Hello my beauties, welcome back to my channel. So the kids are back to school and I'm free. No, I actually really miss them, but it is nice to be able to get down and make some bows and a tutorial for you guys with no background noise. I don't have to edit the video because there's kids screaming and arguing in the background. So yeah, this should be a straightforward tutorial for you guys today. So I'm going to be making a tutorial which I've actually made before. Where is it? I'll put it somewhere here. So I don't know if you can remember this or if you've seen it before. I made this over a year ago and it's one of my most popular tutorials to date. And it is a twisted boutique bow with double loops, and they're sort of like the bottom ones entwined in the boutique bow. So this one was made using a 4cm wide ribbon, and I'm going to show you the same one today, maybe tweak it a little bit differently. We'll see as we're going along, but we're going to be using a 2.5cm wide ribbon or 1 inch wide ribbon. So that is what we're going to be making today, and instead of these pearls in the center here, I've made this rhinestone and pearl flower center. I've done a tutorial for this, I'll link it here now. So if you want to see how to make this, you can go and check that out. But there's one I did earlier. So let's get started. So as you can see, I've already cut my ribbon. These two are the same length, and they are of course a 1 inch wide or 25mm, 2.5cm, whichever you prefer to work with. And these are both cut to 45cm in length, and that is this lovely one with the trim at the side and this navy patterned ribbon. So these are both 45cm. And then I've got this longer piece here, which again is the same width. This piece is cut to 16.5cm, and this piece again the same width, and this is cut to 13.5cm. I've got some clips here at the side, and these are just to hold the bow in place. You can use pins, you can use clips, you could even use an all-purpose adhesive if you wish to hold your ribbon together as you're working with it, whatever you find easier. So first of all, I'm going to set these two strips aside, and we're going to be working with our two 45cm pieces. And this one I'm going to use to line this one, because the back is just plain navy, and just to line it to make it double the thickness. That just helps to hold a nice shape in your boutique bow. So using my lighter, I'm going to bond these two ends together. Rather than using glue or pinning them, I'm just using the heat from my lighter. Ooh, got a few frays on there. That happens if you've got some little fray bits. Let me just show you, like that. When you heat seal it, they can catch a light. That one didn't, but yeah, just to show you that can happen. So I'm just basically running my lighter along this edge, pinching it together, and that will just hold them together enough while we're working on our bow. So I'll do the same with the other end. Be careful you don't burn your fingers, because that can get quite hot as you're melting it. So now we've got them both joined together at both ends like that. I can't quite get it all on the camera because it's so long. And now we're going to flip this over, so we've got our pink facing up towards us. Whatever you want on the inside of your bow is what you want facing towards you. So I want the spotty ribbon on the outside and this solid pink on the inside. So I've got this end facing towards me. Now first I'm going to find the center. So I'm going to fold that in half, give it a pinch, again a little bit of heat from my lighter, and that will help get a good crease in there. Now bring this side in like you're going to fold it in half, but we're going to flip this end over like that, so it goes like a little loop here. And then I'm just going to fold this end in half, just give it a little pinch so I can see where that center is. And then we're going to use this crease to line up with this crease here, so laying that on the top there. And then we're just going to angle it so that this corner is still in line with this. This crease in the middle here is still in line with the crease on this piece. And this gap here, you want it to be about 1 centimetre. Oh, wrong way. So about like that, making sure they're still central. So about like that. You don't have to have it dead 1 centimetre, you can just angle it. Just give it an angle. As long as you've got a bit of an angle on there and that these centres are lined up and that this edge is in line. And now I'm going to use my all-purpose adhesive, and I'm just going to pop that on there to hold that in place. And then we're going to do the same with the other side. I'll just pop a clip on there to hold it while that dries. So this side we're going to bring it in, and we're going to fold it downwards this time. So this one we brought it round this way, and this one we're bringing it round this way, so we get like a figure of 8. And this time we don't need to measure this gap anyway, because as long as you line all this ribbon up so it's parallel, and this corner up with this edge here, that will be all perfectly aligned, so there's no need to measure anything here. Again, I'm just going to pop a little bit of my adhesive on there just to hold that in place. So this is what we've got now, this figure of 8. And now we're going to fold this in half this way, so we can find the center of these loops. So I'm just going to push this down onto my desk and then grab a lighter to get a crease in that side, and then do the same with the other side. So this is what it looks like now. And now we're going to grab out of these two pieces, you want the longest piece, which is 16.5 centimetres. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to heat seal these ends, and I'm going to fold it in half to find the centre. And then we're going to bring these two ends together to form a loop. So again, I'm just going to use my glue, overlap this by around 1/2 centimetre, and that will just form a loop like this. And next we're going to slide this loop over our figure of 8. So I'm just going to pop that over like that. And then we are going to make sure that this is central. So again, I'm just going to fold that over and just try and get a nice good crease in that bottom bit so I can see it like that. And then I'm going to line the center of this up, so where these two overlap is the center, and I'm just doing it by eye so I can see that this is in line with this side and this is in line with this side, and it's in the middle. And then again, I'm just going to use my all-purpose adhesive and just pop a little dot under there just to hold that in place. And then I'm going to flip it over, And I'm going to line this piece up. So again, I'm just going to pop a dot of all-purpose adhesive in that centre. My nozzle need cleaning, it's a bit of a mess. And I'm going to bring this down. So that this crease is in line with where these overlap. And also, I'm making sure that these overlap pieces here look the same. That is important. So these two end pieces here are the same distance. Some stringy bits of glue. And once you're happy with that, we can then bring these side pieces in. So this time we're going to bring this crease into the centre. And I'm going to line the crease up with where these two cross over. So this crease here is in line where these two cross over, and the other side is in line with the centre of that middle piece. Again, I'm just going to pop a tiny blob of glue in there to hold it in place. And then the same with the other side. So this crease is in line where this side overlaps. And these creases are in line all the way through the middle. And then I'm just going to pop a couple of clips on there to hold it into place. I did glue this side, but I'm just going to pop a clip on there anyway. And now we can sew through this centre piece. So if I flip it over, this is going to be the top of our bow. So I'll sew through the top half. So I've got a needle and double strand thread with a knot at the end. And I've popped these clips slightly to the side so I can see through this centre part. I'm going to start on this side where these two overlap, and I'm going to go in through the outer edge all the way through to the knot, and then I'm going to come out about here. So I'm going to come out just beside that centre piece for 2, and then just inside the edge of that middle piece. I'm just using my desk because there's quite a few layers of ribbon to get through, so it can be a little bit tough. Four, 5, 6, 7, then out through this last corner where they overlap for 8, and then I'm just going to remove these clips, and then we can pull this pinch in. And this is why I like to use double strand thread, because we've got quite a few layers of ribbon here. You will need to give that a real nice big tug to get that pinch in there. and then wrap that around that centre, giving it another big pull, and then on this underside I'm just going to go in, not pull it all the way through. I'm going to leave a loop, and then I'm going to go through this loop a couple of times to form a knot. 1, 2, pull that tight, trim off the excess thread, and then when you flip this over, you've got that boutique bow with those loops nested in the middle there. I'll cut off this end as well. So this is what we've got now. And now we're going to use our 13.5 centimetre piece, and we're going to do our top loops. So I'm just going to heat seal the ends again, find the centre, this time instead of making the loop I'm just going to slightly overlap that centre fold which I just made. Need to knot my thread. And then we're going to sew through this middle. So I'm going to do 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then pull that tight to form a little pinch. Much easier when you've only got 1 layer or 2 layers with it folded. And then again we're just going to go through this underside without pulling it completely tight. Oh, I already did pull it tight, we'll do it again. And then go through that loop to form a knot. Trim off the excess and the other end because it's a bit long. And then we're going to use a hot glue gun this time to pop this on the top. So taking our hot glue gun, we're going to place a little bit of glue underneath that little mini bow, and we're going to line that up on the top of our bow. And then we're going to add a clip on the underside. So I've got a double pronged 45mm clip. These are the ones that my daughter prefers in her hair. And I've cut a piece of ribbon that is a 1 centimetre wide, and it's cut to 11 centimetres in length. And I'm going to use this to line my clip. So I'm just going to place some glue on just under half of that ribbon, stick it to the underside of the clip just on the pinch part, and then push it into the pinch, and then I'm just going to glue this tail end and fold it over. And that just helps to hide some of that metal hardware on the bow. And then I'm just going to stick that underneath my bow. You can make a base bow for these if you want. So you could make a base bow with tails coming out, or just a double tux bow to layer underneath it if you wanted to. But I think that that is a beautiful bow just like that on its own. Now for the centre, like I showed you at the start of the video, we've got this lovely flower and rhinestone beaded centre, which I made earlier. We're going to stick that across the middle. So using the middle one as a central guide, I'm going to place some glue on that centre, and I'm going to line that up first on the centre of our bow. And then I'm going to start taking that around the sides. And then I'm going to trim off the excess and heat seal. And then we can fold these underneath the clip. So I'll start with this side, pop some glue on there, and wrap that underneath that side of the clip, and then turn it around and do the opposite side. And when you turn that over, you can just give that a little play with, just to get that all into shape, get rid of any bits of loose glue. And there you have your mini version of the twisted boutique bow with double loops. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If you did, do hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell button to turn on notifications. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.